Finding the right property can sometimes feel like a daunting task. Whether you're buying your first home, renting a space, or making an investment. At P1 Plus, we aim to simplify this process by helping you understand the key factors to consider when choosing a property.
Here are 5 things to consider when getting yourself a property.
Are you looking for a family home, a commercial property, or a rental space? Clarifying your purpose will help narrow down your options and guide your search effectively.
Understanding your financial limit is essential. Consider the cost of the property, additional fees, and potential maintenance costs. At P1 Plus, we offer flexible payment plans to help clients achieve their goals.
Location of a property determines its accessibility, value, and growth potential. For residential properties, you look out for areas with good schools, tight security, and also healthcare facilities. Just like for commercial investments, proximity to business districts is key.
Modern buyers and renters often look for features like energy efficiency, smart home technology, and recreational facilities. Properties developed or managed by P1 Plus incorporate these elements to meet contemporary standards.
Navigating the real estate markets can be overwhelming. Partnering with professionals like P1 Plus ensures that you make informed decisions and also secure the best deals.
Choosing the right property today is a significant step, and with the right guidance, it can also be a rewarding experience. Contact us for personalized advice and property listings tailored to your needs.
So subscribe to any of our current selling Cedarwood luxury estate and enjoy a seamless process of acquiring properties. Thank you. So, how does it feel to wake up in your own luxurious apartment? You too can own your own luxurious apartment at the Cedarwood Luxury Maisonette and Apartments here in Ajayi Apata, Sangotedo, Lagos. At the Cedarwood Luxury Maisonette and Apartments, we have 1-bedroom apartments that go for 35 million. We have the 2-bedroom apartments that go for 45 million, and the 4-bedroom maisonette duplexes that go for 60 million naira. Get your own luxurious apartments at Cedarwood Luxury Maisonette and Apartments here in Ajayi Apata.
Elegance Havana by Cedarwood. Wouldn't you love to live in such a serene luxury estate that provides you with top-notch living experience? Introducing Elegance Havana by Cedarwood. Oh yes, you can only win when you own a piece of Elegance Havana. With our exquisitely designed gatehouse, 24/7 security patrol, interlocked roads, street lights, underground drainage system, water fountain, beautifully designed estate park for relaxation with friends and family. Be an Odogu with a difference. Buy a plot of Elon Musk or maybe 5 plots or more of Jeff Bezos. Have a breathtaking city view from your balcony, both at day and at night. Located in Okpanam, Asaba, just by Wichtech Roofing and Pipes, a minute from the expressway. Real estate is the new oil. Be a smart investor. Elegance Havana, powered by P1 Plus.
I congratulate you.
This is to say a very big thank you and congratulations to every of our subscriber at the Autograph Maisonette and Apartments, Monastery Road, Shangotedo, and also a clarion call to everyone who has not subscribed yet to that estate. Don't miss out on this beautiful offer. The Autograph Maisonette and Apartments is offering 2-bedroom apartments that go for 55 million naira, the 3-bedroom apartments that go for 65 million naira, and also the 4-bedroom maisonette duplex that go for 85 million naira on service plots on 300 square meters that is offering at 35 million naira. Subscribe today.
Congratulations to you if you've subscribed to the Autograph Victory by Cedarwood. And to those of you that haven't subscribed, this is your chance to take advantage of the early bird price and own a property today.
Congratulations to our esteemed customers who are subscribed to Autograph Grandeur by Cedarwood. This is an open invitation for you to subscribe to Autograph Grandeur by Cedarwood.
We are offering you a 1-bedroom apartment for 35 million naira, a 2-bedroom apartment for 45 million naira, and a 3-bedroom apartment for 60 million naira.
Do not snooze on this golden opportunity to own a luxurious apartment in a serene, built-up environment while the price is still affordable. By becoming a subscriber today, you can enjoy a quick return on investment due to the rapid change in price as construction progresses. Subscribe today and secure a home and enjoy luxury.
It on other people, I'm ready to tell it. So that's why I'm here. I've been sober now for 2 years. It took me like over a decade to get here. It was It was hard. There was a lot of denial, a lot of blaming it on other people, a lot of tries and fails, for sure. It was definitely 10 years of just being completely oblivious to the fact that my addiction solely came from me. It was solely my choice to abuse alcohol. I started drinking when I was 15. My mom was an alcoholic. She got sober when I was about 6. Like, my mom going to treatment is such a blur. I just remember it was like a movie. Like, I was in the back seat of my grandmother's car and I was like waving and I could just see them taking her away. And I didn't really understand how important that moment was. But she did it. She went, she got sober. In her sobriety, she's become, a trailblazer. She works with nonprofits. She introduced President Obama when he came here. I mean, she tells her story all the time. And, that's something I definitely want to do. But when I started drinking, it was just fun. It was like party stuff, My mom always expected the most of me. I went to a private school. If I didn't get an A, there was a problem, so I always felt like I kind of had the weight of the world a little bit on my shoulders. I was pretty hard on myself if I didn't do everything exactly right every time. Drinking was like a way out of it. I mean, that's all I saw, right? Like, everybody just got a drink when they were stressed out or when they had a lot going on. It was just what you did to survive. So I didn't think anything different when I started. At this time, I was born in Michigan, but we moved to Ohio. My mom was a foreman for General Motors, so I kind of relate to like Army kids, right? We just moved around a lot. Every time she went to a new plant, we would move. So we lived in Michigan, Ohio, Alabama, and Texas. So we moved around a lot. And when we were in Ohio, we lived in like this farm town. There was just acres of land. We had like 3 acres. And it was very isolating, because there was no one or anyone for miles around. It was just me and her. And, it was just very isolating. And so when I did get a chance to get out and hang out with friends, I just wanted to take advantage of it as much as possible. I wanted to have as much fun as possible. And to me, getting obliterated, that was definitely it. By the time I was like 18, graduated high school, that's what I was known for. Go to Danae's house. She's going to have a party. There's going to be all kind of alcohol. I was always like super inventive with the stuff I made. I would, make all these drinks and, it wasn't just a keg. It was like a keg floating with, it was just the most. But I took pride in it, People would wake up I'd wake up with people passed out in my apartment. And I was so proud of that. I was like, oh man, I did great last night. Victory. Everybody is obliterated, and I carried that like a badge of honor. Like, if you want to have a good time, let me know. I got you. And I was so proud to be able to say, I can drink any man underneath the table. Try me, please. But at the end of the night, I was just nothing. I was absolutely nothing. I gave so much power away to people to tell me my worth. If I wasn't the most popular person in the room or the one everyone was looking for, I felt like I was doing something wrong because my worth was so tied up in how much people loved me and not how much I loved myself. But I didn't realize that for many years. Lived in Alabama for a while, and then we moved to Texas. So I moved to Texas when I was 21. Well, I was 20. And coming from a very small town in Alabama to Houston, Texas was a game changer in all of the wrong ways. I was even scared to drive on the freeways for the first 6 months. I had never experienced anything this big. There was like 5 lanes. That was nuts to me. But once I started getting my bearings, I started, getting to know people and making a group of friends that, I really felt were good for me at that time. But again, like I said, I was 21, so my friends at the time were all younger than me. I was the one who was legal, to buy alcohol, so that was my job. I bought all the alcohol, I went out to liquor stores, and I kept the party going as much as possible. But after a while, you know, the partying caused a lot of problems. There was a day when I was, you know, Sunday brunch. You go out, it was like football season, so we were gonna go watch the game. We went to brunch first. I always loved wine. I could finish a bottle of wine in one sitting. 7 days in Harris County. And that was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. I slept on the floor. There were no beds. They didn't have any more cots. They didn't care. They didn't care. I'd never experienced anything like that. And my bond was so high. We didn't have that type of money. And I just remember my lawyer reading to me the police report while I was like behind that glass. And I was so ashamed. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't remember it, but I also couldn't believe it. And I had to call my mom. And there was so much disappointment in her voice when she answered the phone. It broke me. And my attorney told her, you have to sell everything. That's just replaceable. We got to get her out. I was suicidal. I remember I had a dress on that day, and I had like a tie. And they asked me, are you okay with this tie? Are you going to hurt yourself? And I said, yeah. If you leave me alone long enough, I will. So then I was put on suicide watch. That was terrible. And I remember when I got out, they let you out like of just like this back street. I think everybody, if you've ever been to jail, you know where that is in Harris County. It's just this little building. And my mom was parked outside, and I felt like a zombie, like walking to her car. I mean, I was so detached from reality. And I remember her telling me that she didn't even know who I was. Never seen me look like that. And she took me home. And as soon as I got home, I got in my car and I drove to the liquor store and I bought 2 bottles of wine. And I came right back home. And I remember I sat right in the middle of my living room, popped them open, and just drank them and then passed out. Because I knew what I had done had forever changed my life. And it was no one's fault but mine. And then now I was going to be on probation. I was going to be drug tested. Everything about my life was going to be monitored and watched. And so instead of thinking, okay, well, this is the time to probably get my shit together. Like, this is real. You have a felony. What are you doing? I didn't do that. Instead, I thought, okay, how can I get around this? And the best thing that came out of that was I was court ordered to go to therapy. And I met my first therapist. His name was Lucky. And he saved my life for sure. I had never had somebody be so patient and kind with me, because I had completely now given up on myself. I had no value. I was a felon. I was a drunk. I wasn't working. I had no money. And any money I did have went to the state. No one would hire me. There was nothing inside of me anymore. I just was existing. And for at least 3 months, I would go to therapy and not say one word. I would just sit there and look at him. And he'd just look at me. And he would say, we're just going to keep doing this until you're ready. And finally, one day I was ready. And that's when I learned about therapy and how powerful and helpful it is. What it means to have support, to have someone that says, it's okay, it's all right, it's totally fine. We're going to figure it out together, me and you. We're going to figure it out. And he did that for me. He was patient and he was kind. He fed me when I didn't have money. He took the time to really see who I was. And when I would talk down to myself, he would tell me that that's not who I was. And that was the first real step of change, I believe, that happened in my life. But I just couldn't fight the addiction. I couldn't stop. And then I lost a job. It was a really good job. I've always worked in mental health. I've always worked in psychiatry. I love helping people. I love learning about the mind. I decided to go back to school when I got out. I wanted to be a counselor. And while I was in school, it was like my rehab, right? I was just learning so much about the brain and why we do the things we do in addiction. And I was going to a psychiatrist, trying to get my mental health together. And the psychiatrist told me I was bipolar. And I don't know why that hit me so hard. It was kind of like, I work in this field for a living and I can't even recognize bipolar symptoms in myself. I do assessments. What's going on? And I felt like I didn't know myself. I was like, I don't know anything about me because I was just listening to what everyone was telling me about me. And if I didn't know me, why am I here? So I tried to drown myself in the pool in my apartment complex. I just walked right in there and just sat there at the bottom. But I called my mom before I did it, which is, we know is a sign that we didn't really want it to happen. And thank God I did, because she came immediately and she dragged me out. And I just remember screaming at her, I need help. I need help. And that was the first time that I was put into like a mental health facility. And I'll never forget, when I went to the hospital, after trying to commit suicide, I was telling the nurse, I need to go like into recovery. I need treatment. I need something. And she said, well, your insurance isn't that good. There's not going to be many places that are going to be able to have you. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Someone has to help me. Someone has to help me. I'm not leaving. And I spent 2 weeks, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was around other people that went through what I went through, other women. And that was a feeling I never had. I never was around other supportive people who felt what I felt or who knew what I was going through. And they were right in front of me and they were patting me on the back and telling me that I could do it. And I felt like $1 million. I was like, oh, I've got this now. I'm good. I was sober for maybe like 6 months after that. I was healthy. I was working out. I was exercising. I was getting all my classes. There was like this joy that came back to my life. I was just so happy to still be here. I was so blessed to still be alive. I was so happy. And then it's like depression, it comes in waves. Some minutes you're way up and then you'll be back down. And I don't know if it was just life in general, because with substance abuse, every day is not guaranteed, right? We're just trying to make it that next 24. And something, just a mix of life and jobs, I just said, fuck it. I need a drink. What's the worst? I don't have to tell anybody. This is when I got through like I'll keep it a secret, no one has to know. This is just me and my addiction. I can die or do it however I want to do it. It's mine. It's my life. I don't give a fuck what they think. And I'm not going to tell them either. And so that's when I started hiding alcohol and thinking that no one knew, which I knew I was showing up smelling horrible, eyes glazed over, just denying it, embarrassing myself. I mean, I was pretty low at that point because I had experienced sobriety. I knew how great it was, but I realized I couldn't get to it. Not on my own. I would have to sit on my hands. I would try to not leave and go drink. I didn't have a car at this time, so I would just walk. I would just get up and walk straight to the liquor store, work to the gas station, anywhere I could. And so I remember having to like literally sit on my hands and just say, God, please, 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 please. It felt like this overwhelming like force calling and like pulling at me, like just pulling at me, like grabbing me and just slowly pulling me closer. And it was unbearable. It was so unbearable. And I didn't have the words to explain it to anyone. And when I would try to ask for help, it felt like somebody had their hand over my mouth and was like covering it. And I was trying to scream through and say, please. But I couldn't, I just couldn't. I couldn't get the words out. I just couldn't. And these were really dark, dark times. So I isolated myself. I didn't talk to anyone for like a year. I just would go to work and come home and drink. That's all I did. That's it. That's where everything went. Something about addiction that makes us think that every worst thing about us is true. And no one can tell you differently. I don't know how else to explain that, but to say it just like that. No one can tell me that I'm better than what I am because this is all I have. I've never known anything more. And I was sitting there like, what are you doing? Why are you in jail again? Is this where you want to be? Is this what you want? Is this all you think that you can do? Are you even going to try? You haven't fought for yourself yet. You fought for what people believe you are. You fought for what people say you are. You let society tell you that just because you went to jail, just because you have an addiction, that you mean nothing. I have value. And I realized that. And I fought for myself this time. And I really made a conscious effort to pay attention to my health, do things that, made me feel better, work out, go to therapy, do some support groups, whatever I needed to do. And then COVID hit. That was 2 years ago and some change. And it was just like this immediate click of, are you going to continue to hurt everyone that loves you? Are you going to continue to put the people that stand up for you through pain? Why? Why are you doing this to them? Why are you doing it to yourself? I mean, it was literally that quick, that easy. It was done. It was dead. Dead. And it was the easiest this time. And I don't know if it's because, I've been to school now, so I understand the behaviors, the attachment. I understand it all the science behind it. But it was more of the spiritual aspect that came in this time. I realized that I was worthy of love. I am worthy of great things. Like, the things that I can do when I'm sober blow my fucking mind. I mean, when I really just focus on myself and growth and whatever I want to do, that was the best part of sobriety. Like, I can do anything. I can try playing the guitar. I can go out and learn salsa dancing. I can go to the park and lay out and read a book. I can go bike riding. I couldn't do any of this shit because I was stuck to a bottle all day. I wanted to do it, but I never even thought it was possible because I'm gonna be too drunk to do it. Or my brain wouldn't even let me formulate that as an option. And once I realized that I could get sober on my own terms, I didn't have to do it the way AA taught me. I didn't have to do it the way my sponsor taught me. I could do it whatever way works best for me. And that's what I did. I made my own routines. I created my own support group, Sober Girls Houston, because I realized support is what you need to survive. We're humans. If we don't have other humans around telling us good things and helping us grow, lifting us as we climb, we're just here just bumping around into each other, serving no real purpose. And I had to find that group. I had to find that support. And that was the most important thing to me in my sobriety, and making a safe space for other women, because there aren't many. You're so raw when you're in recovery. I mean, you're just raw with feelings and emotions that you've never had before because you numbed them for so long. So the most important thing is to feel somewhere where you feel loved and safe. And I was, my best friend got sober at the same time. So I call her my sober anchor, because when things get hard or I need someone to talk to, I have her. She doesn't live here, which was a big thing, because I realized, I need someone like actually here in the state with me. I need people. I need people. And I had to cut out all the people that didn't have my best intentions. I still like to go out. I still want to have a good time. But I had to teach myself that you don't have to be inebriated to do that. You can just go out, have a good time, and remember it tomorrow. That's cool too. When you're in addiction, we're so smart, right? We're always plotting and planning and scheming, getting this money together to get this next bottle, or getting this money together to buy these pills. We're always making a plan. Like, as soon as you wake up in the morning, your day is already focused around getting your bottle or getting your pills, whatever it is. You've got it all planned out. And so when you get sober, you can use that same creative energy into something that's actually beneficial for your life, right? So now when you get up, you're like, okay, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that done, and it just works in a different way. And so I think that was a big thing for me, was realizing like, holy shit, I'm pretty smart. Like, if I need to get something done, I can get it done, and I really felt stupid for so long. I just kind of was like, this is the best I can do, when really I wasn't trying at all, So, being able to have that clarity to really put your goals in order and attack them one by one is something that sobriety gives you that's extremely powerful, that can help you set your life up in a way that you never even imagined, never even dreamed of how it could be. It's so good over here, I promise. I promise.
Hello everyone, my name is David, Programs and Podcast Coordinator for Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. Would you love to feature on any of the Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio program? Do well to reach out to us via the number right there on the screen, irrespective of who you are, what you are, where you are, and what you do. The Cedarwood Luxury Online platform is available and open to every one of you out there. So if you love to feature on any of our Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio programs, do well to reach out to us via the WhatsApp number right there on the screen, and boom, you'll be in the studio to speak with us. Do well to reach out to us now.